Hi everyone, my name is Alanna and I hate Hallmark movies. I know they're bad, but I can't stop watching them. Even if you don't necessarily watch Hallmark movies, but you love bad movies, you are in the right place. Today I'm recapping How to Train Your Husband from 2018. This movie had a different title originally, which I love when that happens. The original title was something like How to Pick Your Second Husband First. Love that. And you know when a movie has to change its title, it's gonna suck. And my God, this one sucks. I found this movie genuinely baffling. All movies have some sort of message, right? Sometimes it's super obvious. Sometimes maybe it's a bit more subtle, but there is a message. In this movie, How to Train Your Husband, I don't get it. Like, I genuinely don't get it. There's red flags everywhere, but it also like genuinely doesn't make sense. That's all I'm gonna say. So prepare yourself, because this movie, honestly, wow. We start off with some royalty-free footage of a big city, and then we are in a TV studio as they're about to start interviewing an author.
Could you sign it? Oh. It was by far your best one. You didn't like the others?
Yes. This is our Hallmark girlie, and she is a literal bitch. And she actually does not change for the rest of this movie. Also, disregard the bed. My poor partner has the flu, so I am sleeping in here and hopefully avoiding that fate. Knock on wood. We learn that our Hallmark girlie, Jill, or Jillian, she's kind of referred to as both, she's written this book called How to Pick Your Second Husband. She talks about how, like, divorce in America is so prevalent, and maybe if we picked better husbands, we wouldn't be getting divorced. And she mentions how this shouldn't be just done on feeling, it should be done almost like on a checklist. Like, does your spouse have this? Does he have this? So rather than relying on how you feel about someone, you should only pick your husband or your second husband based on like a rigorous checklist criteria. We also learned that our girl is winning some sort of award later that night. More on that in a literal second. We jump to our love interest, Justin, who's some sort of like rock climbing teacher, sort of travel guide vibe. That sort of, it's not explicit, that sort of vibe. And he gets a call from Jillian's assistant.
Hey, Hudson.
Hi, Justin. I'm confirming you'll be there before 7.
Be where?
Justin, don't do this to
I don't,
The dinner for Jillian.
I'm kidding. I wouldn't forget that.
Good. Okay, 7 o'clock in St. James' room. Suit and tie. Jillian laid them out for you. Please don't be late.
Got it, boss.
Has literally no one working on this movie ever received a video call? How is she holding her phone? We see Jillian arrive at this fancy hotel. She's all dressed up. What is this award for? I don't fucking know. But at the same time, Justin is still driving home from work. Rather than go home and change into the fancy clothes that our girl has laid out for him, right? Because he's running late, he decides he's just gonna wear whatever like random clothes he has in the back of his car. Justin finally arrives at the fancy hotel. He's late, but he hasn't missed anything major.
Hi.
You look great.
Where's your suit?
I'm happy to see you too.
Wow, what a loving relationship. Hey guys, just the quickest of updates. I'm currently editing this video, the one that you were watching, in the middle of a heat wave. Don't worry about it. But something happened with this edit that I have not seen with any of the other recaps so far. So long story short, first I watch all our Hallmark movies with the community. If you want to get involved in that, please consider joining me on YouTube memberships. But we watch it together and then I decide if I want to actually do a recap or not. Some of them are just like a bit boring. Some of them are really funny. So I watch it with the community as like a first screening. So we watched this movie together. I decided I wanted to do a recap. So I watched it again. And I watched that in the living room downstairs on the TV with my laptop because I'm stopping and starting and rewinding as I'm writing the recap. Then I come back up here and I film, and then I do the edit, and I use the original movie file that we watched together because I already have it on my computer. And I realized it's different. I've never had this happen before. So for instance, the scene that we just had where we can see that Justin is gonna be late for the big ceremony thing. So rather than go home and get changed and then go back out, he puts on what's in his clothes. So he's like a little bit late, but like not drastically. In the other version of the movie that I watched, they totally cut that out, which like completely changes the meaning of Justin and Justin's like motivations. So instead, we just see Justin getting a call, hey, don't be late for the ceremony. Jillian arrives at the hotel all fancy, and then Justin arrives dressed in his crappy clothes. They totally take out the bit that he might be late, which is obviously like quite a minimal change, but it changes Justin's character like quite a lot. Anyway, I thought that was fascinating. There's not enough changes that I noticed like watching one movie to watching the other. It was like a week away, so the general vibe, the general gist is the same, but I thought it was so interesting that they did cut this movie up, which is not surprising considering how nonsensical it is. Anyway, just wanted to share that. I thought it was super funny. Back to the recap. If you've watched any Hallmark movies before, there's typically like two paths, like two different types, two different main tropes. Either the Hallmark girlie starts off with a terrible boyfriend, or like a boyfriend who's not, what's the word, compatible. So we either start off with them together and then eventually she dumps him and she meets a new man, usually a country, small town man, and they have a good life. Or the other trope is they start together, they have a bad relationship, they break up or something happens and they get back together. Can you guess what type of movie this is going to be? Because let me tell you, this is one of the worst relationships I've ever seen. And it just gets worse. We don't get to see any of this important ceremony or learn literally anything about it. It doesn't matter. We do not see it because the next shot is them coming home. She is still pissed, which I kind of get. You know, he couldn't get himself there on time. He couldn't dress up for her. We're told it's a big deal for her and he's like, doesn't seem to take it that seriously. So like, I kind of get it.
You would have looked so perfect.
Let it go. It's a nice evening. You gave a great speech, and it's over now.
Oh my God. The hostility. They're getting ready for bed. Everybody is pissed. She goes to sleep with a full face of makeup on. Girlie, that is terrible for your skin. In the morning, we see him like try and snuggle up with her. He tries to like hold her hand and be cutesy and whatever. She is still pissed. Love that. Also, does no one ever use their fucking blinds in these movies?
I feel like you don't respect me enough to be there for me when I ask.
Okay, you know what? I think she's being a bit of a bitch, but that's a reasonable statement. We're using our words. It's here that Justin drops a bomb that for their upcoming anniversary, he's booked a trip to Paris like they've always wanted. Surprise!
Wow. That's very sweet of you.
You know, it's you that always talks about that trip. And you know I can't go, not now.
You can or you won't.
No, I can't. My publisher needs the first draft of my next book by the end of the month.
How fucking white is this kitchen? Are we filming in an IKEA? I've got two thoughts here. Number one, it is really nice to organize and plan and book a trip for a loved one, and they just have to show up and go on holiday. That is really nice. But at the same time, thought number two, it is really inconsiderate of him to know like she's in the middle of a very high pressure, very important professional business deadline, and booking a trip and being like, yay, we're going away during this very busy time for you is very inconsiderate. That's my opinion. Leave yours down below. He sees her newest like published book, the book we saw her promoting on the TV show, and he acts like he's never seen it before. Bitch, you haven't even read your wife's book? Then, and I love this, he starts reading passages out of the book and making fun of it. Both of these people are awful. She goes to make some coffee to take to work, realizes there's no creamer, so now she's pissed off again. He offers to give his coffee because he took the last of the creamer. She says, no, don't worry about it. She leaves for work. Great, love this. Good morning. At her office, which is gorgeous, by the way, Jillian's assistant comes in and brings in a like takeaway coffee that Justin had sent over. And on the coffee, it has the time and place of a dinner like reservation that he's made for them that night. Okay, great. Love that. Justin, A+. This is good work. We then immediately jump to dinner that night. And of course, they're talking about the trip to Paris and she says, you know, I just can't go. I have so much work that I need to do. There's no way that I can just blow it off.
Just because you can't go doesn't mean I can't go, right?
You want to go on our trip without me?
Don't love that, Justin. You are doing so well.
So you're saying you want me to stay, as in not go?
Well, just because I can't go doesn't mean I want you to go without me.
Well, yeah, then come with me.
No, I have a deadline.
Your life is one big deadline.
Well, somebody has to pay the bills.
There it is.
I've watched a lot of Hallmarks. Unfortunately and fortunately, I love and hate them. I've watched a lot. This is by far, I think, the worst relationship I've ever seen. It's time to cut your losses, guys. Let's wrap this relationship up. They're back home after that clearly romantic dinner, and Justin packs one solitary bag and actually then leaves for Paris that night.
If you could go back in time and do it all over again, would you choose me? Simple question, Jill. Shouldn't have to think.
Oh my god, just break up already. Jillian wakes up the next morning with another beautiful full face of makeup. And she's getting coffee ready in the IKEA kitchen and she sees Justin's like personal mug and she hides it behind all the other ones. I know this literally doesn't matter, but in this cupboard, it looks like there are 2 white mugs, 2 black mugs, and then the one personalized mug for Justin that looks like he got it off of Etsy. Where is the whimsy? Where are all the like personal, differently colored, like unique mugs? May this life never find me. She sits at her IKEA table and chairs and just looks off into the distance. In the next scene, okay, and I screamed, in the next scene, we learn our girl, bitch Jillian, is a therapist. What? We've got a couple of things to unpack here. Aside from the fact that she is a literal therapist, she tapes all of these clients. Like we see the video camera and they kind of like talk about the video camera or whatever. Nothing comes of that. The tapes or like the taped sessions, we don't get any sort of callback to that. We actually don't get any sort of callback to any of these clients, any of these sessions. None of this matters. We do see a couple of them, like a couple of different clients. It literally is just filler. But just imagine for a moment that this woman is your therapist. And not only that, we learn she is a marriage therapist. Diabolical. Next, we're at the park and we meet her best friend who's either like volunteering or works with this like dog rescue thing.
Good boy. Isn't he cute?
You gotta put up some sad music to go with those sad eyes.
Look, he likes you.
Jillian explains to the friend Nicole that Justin left for Paris last night, that she's really worried about the relationship, she's confused, she doesn't know what's going on. She just unloads on Nicole and very clearly does not ask Nicole how she's doing or literally anything about her. A+ friendship. We're back in her office and she's trying to write her book. She hasn't started it. FYI. She hasn't started it. She doesn't even know what she's going to be writing about. We get this weird little like music montage of her reading in bed. It looks like it's like a romance book. Okay. Literally pointless because the next shot, she is back at work with a new couple. She films them again for literally no reason, and this couple is fucking awful.
This is you, Lauren. And this is Jack.
Oh my god, what are those?
See, you're filled with marbles, otherwise known as baggage. And when we start dating, you guys are so polite that you keep your marbles to yourself. But in an intimate relationship, you just start bumping into each other. It's only natural. I mean, we can't keep from it. This is the stuff that we have in us. It's going to come out, and you have to deal with this stuff. Are you okay?
I think it's fair to say you guys should ask for your money back and leave very quickly. Next, we're at a girly brunch where everyone complains about their husbands, and these beautiful plates of food just sit there completely untouched. Look at all that food. We only get this scene for literally 5 seconds because then the two main girlies, the only girlies that matter, the only girlies that get names really are in the kitchen cleaning up. Jillian's like, how is your marriage so good? What's your secret? And in comes Nicole's clearly gay husband and 2 dogs. Yay! The secret to a happy marriage. A gay husband and 2 dogs.
It's very quiet.
That is something it is not around here. Hello.
I wish someone was that excited to see me when I get home.
Well, if you had a dog.
Well, except I don't want a dog.
Come to the park with us.
I know not everybody likes dogs. I know some people are afraid of dogs, like I get it, but when someone is like kind of shitty about dogs, that is a huge red flag for me. She explains that she's finally figured out like the title of her new book, which is, and I quote, How to Unlock the Secrets to a Happy Marriage. Coming from her. But basically she wants to give like a checklist. Again, she's obsessed with like these checklist things. She wants to give checklists to couples so they can like pick the perfect spouse or whatever. She kisses them both goodbye and completely ignores one of the dogs who very clearly wants a pat on the head. This kills me. Look at that fluffy angel. In the next scene, we see Jillian meeting with her mother. And suddenly her outlook on relationships and love makes a lot of fucking sense.
Why did you and Daddy split up? I mean, I know that it was another woman, but was that all?
Is that not enough?
Well, I mean, an affair is normally a symptom, not a problem.
I found your father's girlfriend to be a problem.
1, she called him daddy. Yikes. 2, she sits at her mom's desk like a customer or like a client. It just feels really weird. 3, her mom is what I call the original bitch. TM. She hates men. She says love doesn't exist. She's happy with her 1 cat and no man. And also she doesn't like dogs. Things are making sense now. This is kind of like the only thing that makes sense in this entire movie. We also learn here that our girl's grandma, original bitch's mom, is happily in love with grandpa. And so it's like, well, love, I guess, does exist. But original bitch mom is like, yeah, well, grandma made her entire life about grandpa. Is that really what you want? Awesome. Next, we see the grandma in question on their boat. Family's got money and a whole lot of emotional baggage, apparently. Jillian tells grandma that she has this title for her new book, but that's basically it, and she's stuck and she's looking for inspiration.
I'm going to tell you what my mother told me. Find someone you love and then hold on because it's going to be a bumpy ride.
You know, I was kind of hoping that you'd give me a list of do's and don'ts, you know, secrets.
You're overthinking it. It's not that hard or that easy.
I know it's hard. I'm not sure about easy.
If this conversation was happening between 2 regular people, like, okay, I get it. Relationships can be difficult. Finding love can be difficult. Like, okay, feels kind of normal. The fact that this is coming from a marriage therapist is genuinely terrifying. Next, we see Jillian back with the friends for dinner.
Hey, do you need any help? No, I think I have it under control.
I love her.
Aaron, you want a taste?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
All right, that's all you get until dinner. Will you do me a favor and finish putting ice in the glasses and also light the candles?
I'm on it.
Thanks, guys.
Well, you obviously have it all figured out.
What's that? You literally have Aaron eating out of your hand.
Imagine your spouse lighting a couple of candles for a dinner party is like a big deal. Jillian's like, wow, you've got him eating out the palm of your hand. Like, girly, what? This is like basic human interaction. He's lighting candles. He's not giving her his kidney. We do get a cute shot of the dogs, which almost makes this scene worth watching. It almost takes away the sting of having to watch this movie, but not quite.
I'll get it.
Unbelievable.
I genuinely don't get this. Like, she's in utter disbelief that this husband answers the door in his own house. What are we doing here? We jump to the friends having coffee, and Jillian is once again unloading on this poor friend. Doesn't ask her how she's doing. She's unloading on this friend, and she's like, I'm so annoyed. Why won't people tell me the secret to a happy marriage? She thinks there's like some sort of formula that all of these happy married people are hiding from her, because she is a literal adult and a professional marriage therapist.
This stays between the two of us, you understand? I treat my husband the way I want to be treated.
Okay, see, that's not funny. No, you can see how vulnerable I am.
What do you want?
Why is it that people that know exactly what it takes to have a successful marriage don't want to tell you?
But now the friend is ready to share her secret to a happy marriage, because apparently she has one.
If you breathe a word of this to anyone, I will deny it. So we hadn't been married for very long, and we were fine. We were adjusting to married life. And I decided that I wanted a puppy. And so we got one, and he was adorable and a handful. And we read all of the books, and nothing was working. So we decided to go to a class. The woman was amazing. She was a miracle worker. And she made it look so easy. She suggested that we get another dog to keep our dog company during the day when we weren't there. And I asked with this one if I could train. Because I wanted to learn how to do it myself.
Oh, so she taught you to be the dog whisperer.
She taught me everything about training a dog.
So you accidentally trained your husband?
No, I just realized how good dogs have it. They do something good, you give them a treat. Who doesn't want that? They come when you call, you pat them on the head. Go for walks, they're happy.
Okay, so you're saying that walks and treats are the secret to your marriage?
Does that sound silly?
No, it doesn't sound silly. It's ridiculous.
Here we are, ladies and gentlemen. Nicole, the friend, uses her dog training skills on her husband in order to have a happy marriage. This is a real movie. Like, just in case you were concerned, this is a real movie with a real cast, with real editors, a director. People signed off on this movie that cost money. Our girl Jillian then goes to the library, a beautiful library, by the way, and she wants all the books on training puppies. It's here we get a music montage of her reading all of the puppy training books, and she's taking notes. And in case you're wondering, it's 2018. Computers and the internet haven't been invented yet. Then Jillian is once again back at the friend's house, and she's telling her about how she's learning about dog training.
Hi.
What's a treat? What's a treat? I got some treats for you. Yeah. Oh, you're the best. Come on.
See? That's unbelievable.
I don't get this. Like, he's a nice man. He's a nice gay man who loves his wife and is happy to see her and is grateful that she made cookies that he really likes. I don't get this. But it's here that Jillian says that she wants to foster one of those puppies from earlier in the movie, because Nicole like works with some sort of dog fostering rescue thing, whatever. It doesn't matter. Jillian now wants to foster a dog so she can practice all of this dog training she's been learning about.
Oh, look. Sad Dog's still here. I told you no one would want him.
I told you no one would want him. What a beautiful woman. I hate her. She takes the puppy home, Henry the puppy. She takes the puppy home and he immediately pees in the house because, spoiler alert, he's a puppy. And to the surprise of no one, she gets pissed. Have I said how much I dislike this woman? Not all Hallmark movies are created equal, right? There's literally what feels like millions. Not all the movies are created equal, and not all of the Hallmark girlies are equal. But honestly, I think this one, Jillian, is quite simply my least liked. She's miserable. She shouldn't be counseling other people, let alone marriage issues. She's awful to her friend. She's awful to her husband. She dislikes dogs. There's literally nothing redeeming about this woman. And I don't understand how we are supposed to be rooting for her. Anyway, we see Henry outside.
Did she give me a dog with fleas? Hey, Henry. Henry, do you need to go? I wonder if there's an app for bathroom breaks so we don't have another little accident. Huddle and pile. Huh. Planning is the key to everything. You'll see, Henry.
I don't think we needed a close-up on that. Next, Jillian is counseling a client at work, but Henry is there in his crate and he's crying during the session.
Sorry, it's a puppy. Go on.
Can we get him out?
I'm afraid that will send the wrong message.
I don't think it'll hurt just once. Look at him. Oh, come here. He's a beast. You just want someone to pick you up, don't you?
Pause. Number one, that crate is too small for that poor baby. Number two, you can't just open someone's dog crate and help yourself. That's wild behavior. The rest of the session is, you guessed it, pointless. But eventually the client leaves and Jillian's assistant comes in and we get this wonderful interaction.
I don't understand why Justin is out traveling the world and you got a dog. What's going on?
I didn't get a dog. I'm just helping Nicole out. This is temporary, that's all.
You don't think you're trying to cover up the fact that your biological clock is ticking away and your husband's out having the time of his life?
I'm not sharing my personal relationship or my reproductive life plan with you, Hudson. A dog is just that, a dog.
Anyway, your doctor's office keeps leaving you messages that I don't know what to say, that's all.
Okay, so you're obviously aware that Justin is gone now.
But I thought it was you.
I will be making my own doctor's appointment from now on.
Sorry, didn't know you were so sensitive about it.
Oh, I'm fine.
What a bitch! We get two bitches. Bitch squared. Poor Henry has to deal with both of them. Back at home, Henry's crying through the night. Proper puppy vibes. He's crying and Jillian is annoyed because he's being loud and she can't sleep.
Hey, buddy. What's wrong? Are you afraid of the dark?
Oh my god, this beautiful angel, that crate is too small. She brings the crate up with Henry in it with the idea that he'll sleep in the crate beside the bed, but we do get this shot in the morning of them in the bed together. He is adorable and floppy and I love him. And he deserves better. I could give him that. But oh no, his pee schedule. Yes, literally. She grabs him and she's like running him outside because I guess they slept in or something and she didn't get him outside on his pee schedule, or I don't care. She gets him outside, she plops him on the grass. He doesn't have to pee, so you guessed it, she's annoyed.
I'm returning the dog. I showed it where it's supposed to go to the bathroom and it's going everywhere but there. And also, I didn't know dogs were supposed to be nocturnal. I didn't read that anywhere.
He's a puppy. It takes time. You just have to be consistent.
Well, when am I supposed to go to sleep?
Take poor Henry away from this bitch. She doesn't even like him. She's using him as research to then train her husband. Nicole offers for Jillian to bring Henry to like her dog training class or whatever. And then in the next shot, we're in the park. We do get to see some cuties, but for all of 5 seconds before the class is over and then the girlies are talking about Justin.
Have you heard from Justin?
No, not a word. I thought he would text or something, let me know he's alive, but...
Did you reach out?
My assistant follows him on Instagram.
You could call.
You think?
Well, seeing as we're not in junior high and you're married, yeah.
I can't imagine your partner goes on holiday abroad and you don't even reach out to make sure they're okay. Like, either side, this is so sad. Also, don't forget, this woman is a therapist.
Okay, but don't you think he would call if he'd want to talk?
Do you want to fix things? Take the first step.
What should I say?
Well, you're the marriage therapist, so you probably know better than me, but maybe you could start with something like, how are you? Where are you? Lead with that.
That night we see her in bed and she's like gearing herself up to text her literal husband while he's on holiday in Paris. And we get the funniest fucking green screen I have ever seen. Justin, where the fuck are you? Ah, yes, that famous rural mountain in the middle of Paris. I can't. The next day, original bitch TM comes over. She mentions that she hates dogs, love that. She sees Jillian baking cookies and she is disgusted by it. She makes a shitty comment about Justin being like a glorified tour guide, but Jillian fights back and is like, well, at least he loves what he does and you, the mom, bitch mom, you hate what you do.
Everybody thinks they need to be happy. Happiness is elusive. I mean, how would you possibly even know if you found it? I just find it exhausting.
I saw a tweet once that made me laugh. It was something like, talking to your mom is a form of self-harm. Relevant. I hate Jillian and I'm gonna keep hating Jillian, and I hate Jillian at the end of this movie. It literally doesn't change. I hate Jillian, but every scene with her mom, it's like, yeah, okay, that makes sense. But having a shitty mom does not give you a pass to be a shitty person. You're literally like 37 years old. At what point are we going to end this shitty cycle? She sees that Jillian is working on a new book, The Secrets of a Happy Marriage.
It's called How to Unlock the Secret to a Happy Marriage.
Good. Then you can read it. Oh, I think Henry needs to.
Henry!
I hate to say this, but people do not buy weight loss books from overweight writers.
Back at doggy daycare, they're learning more commands. We see some more cuties, but honestly at this point, I am well and truly losing the will to live. Jillian tells Nicole that she took her advice and she texted Justin last night. Okay, great. You're 37 and you texted your husband. Congratulations. Bring out the fucking parade. Then we're back at work for another pointless, taped, why are we here couples therapy session.
I have an exercise I'd like for you guys to try this week. Will you try?
Sure.
I bet you used to do this when you were dating. I want you to say thank you and you're welcome like you would to a total stranger.
This genuinely makes me so depressed. Like, imagine you don't even say please and thank you to your spouse. What are we doing?
It's easy for us to take each other for granted, but a simple thank you.
Why would I thank him? It's just as much his trash as it is mine.
I genuinely could not be a therapist. I could not be in this situation because I would be telling all of them to get divorced. You guys suck. Back in the IKEA with a giant bowl of citrus. Gotta keep the scurvy away. Jillian decides to dig out Justin's coffee mug, the only personalized coffee mug, so she can use it. She gets a voicemail. I guess she missed the call or something. I don't know. But for some reason, she has a voicemail from Justin. And he's basically saying, like, I'm sorry for how I left and I want to know what you're thinking. Jump to later, and Jillian is explaining to original bitch that Justin left this voicemail. And she really just repeats it, saying, like, he wants to know what I'm thinking. And she says, you know, maybe he does want to come back. Mom, unsurprisingly, gives shitty advice. She says stuff like, well, you have the upper hand. Like, you should do this and this. And, you know, make sure he doesn't think that you were just, like, waiting around for him, etc., etc. All very positive stuff. Basically, she wants Jillian to, like, punish Justin. Love that. In the middle of this terrible advice session, Jillian runs out. She like runs to the bathroom because like Henry's being naughty or something. I don't know how she would have known that he was being naughty because she couldn't see him, but whatever.
No, Henry, no. That's not yours, that's Mona's.
You know, I don't think Justin's the enemy here.
I didn't say he was, but that doesn't mean you can trust him either.
How did Henry get that toothbrush out of that toothbrush holder? It doesn't matter. Also, I don't know if you noticed this, but like electric toothbrushes do not exist in the Hallmark cinematic universe. Then the two friends are walking together and Jillian gives friend Nicole an update. She says like, I texted Justin that I miss him and I want him to come home, but then he never responded. She's like, maybe original bitch, AKA mom. Maybe mom was right and like, he's seeing somebody else or like he's being naughty, like maybe something bad's happened. And the friend is like, chill. Please. She's like, maybe he doesn't have service on the mountain. You know, that famous mountain in the middle of Paris? Maybe he broke his phone. Maybe like his phone died, like his battery died. Like there's all sorts of innocent explanations. Please chill the fuck out. I honestly can't imagine being friends with Jillian because she is fucking exhausting. Then we're back with the girlies for brunch, complaining about men. This is their like bi-weekly I hate men brunch. But to be fair, based on their conversation, it sounds like one of the husbands cheated on one of the wives at this meeting, so big rip.
How's Henry?
Oh, he's so good. He did this thing the other day. He's so cute.
Look who I found wandering outside our apartment.
Justin, what are you doing here?
I didn't want to just crawl into bed and you come home and not know I was there.
Why didn't you call?
Battery's dead.
Hey, Justin, can I get you some food?
I'm really tired, but thanks.
Of course. Hey, Aaron, help me with these dishes, huh?
Hi. How was your trip?
Oh, I'll tell you about it later. You look good.
Oh, no, I don't. You want to ride home?
Who's Henry?
What?
Henry. Nicole asked you how he was?
Oh, Henry, he's a friend.
Oh. Where'd you meet?
A group thing.
He's a client?
Uh-huh.
I didn't know you talked to Nicole about your clients.
Oh, well, sometimes. You're not jealous, are you?
No, I'm just curious. What I missed out on.
Oh, well, you know me. Not much. You ready to go home?
Yeah, I'm so ready. I'm exhausted.
Okay. Yeah. Let's go then.
Yes, that's...
Oh my god, yes. She is leading her husband to believe that Henry the dog is actually Henry the man and they're friends in order to make her husband jealous. Yes, these are literal adults and she is a fucking marriage therapist. What fresh hell are we in? They go back home and surprise, there's a puppy, which Justin loves. That's a green flag for me. He loves the dog and he's like, I never took you for a dog person. Yeah, like no shit, she's a bitch. But Jillian calls the dog George because Henry, remember, is like this mystery man she's using to make the husband jealous. So now the dog's name is George. Keep up. That night we see them either walking to or walking from like a romantic dinner. But what's crazy in this scene is we get digital rain. I've never seen it like this before. And my question is, why? If it's not raining, don't make fake rain. They can just walk normally. Like, I don't get it. It looks so bad. He confronts her and asks her, like, do you want this relationship? Do you want to be married? She says yes. They kiss in the digital rain, the extremely distracting digital rain, without a single soul on the street. Where is everybody? The next day, the two couples run into each other and they talk over top of each other, which just, I love that. The men are talking about Justin's trip and how jet lagged he is. And the women are talking about the dog, George. Jillian's like, George and I, hint, hint, follow along. We changed the dog's name to George. But then she says like, we better get going because I'm going to bake some cookies. Okay, next shot, shitty looking cookies. He says the cookies smell so good and they're very like lovey-dovey in this section. And he mentions about how he's thinking about leaving his job for something in an office. So he'll have like set hours and he won't work nights and he won't work weekends and it'll be easier on their relationship. But then the dog, Henry/George, barks. So Justin takes him outside. Meanwhile, Jillian calls the friend Nicole and Nicole's like, why are we calling him George? Like, I don't understand what's going on. So Jillian explains the whole scheme to her. That basically she panicked when Justin came in. She kind of wanted to make him jealous. So she's pretending Henry is a person and not the dog.
You're the therapist. You don't see something wrong with making your husband jealous of your dog?
What are we doing? Like, what are we doing? Actually, what are we doing? But she does mention that things with Justin have been really good. They went out to dinner and dancing. Like, oh my God, that's incredible. Things are really turning around. All you have to do is lie to your husband. Roll credits. Next, they're at a bakery and she smiles like really creepily to a stranger's child.
I want one. I think we're gonna start trying again.
Yes, a child in this highly dysfunctional relationship is a great idea. No notes. Back at work, Justin comes in and speaks to the assistant we've seen a couple of times. And he's like, I want to surprise Jillian for lunch. Like, is she in? And the reception is like, nope, she's actually out. Surprise! She's not ever at work. The assistant is clearly like lovey-dovey eyes at Justin. Nothing really comes of this side story. We could have done something here, but we don't. However, this bitch loves to stir the pot.
I'm so jealous. I want to do that. Your trip. Instagram.
Oh, yeah, that was great. But it's nice to be home.
Probably best you came home when you did.
So now Justin is thinking about Henry again, right? Like, he kind of forgot about it. Now he's definitely thinking about it. And he sees on Jillian's desk a notepad with like a message to pick up Henry. The pot has been stirred. Jump to the boys rowing on the water, and Justin is like, Jillian is not the same person. She's actually nice. Fancy that. Jillian's not the same person. She's like baking him cookies and she wants to spend time with him. Like, this whole relationship makes me so sad. But he thinks because Jillian is being so good and nice and different, he thinks something must have happened with this Henry man while Justin was away.
Something happened while I was gone. Maybe you shouldn't have left. So you're saying she was with someone while I was away? I don't blame her if you up and left me.
What I would pay for a love story between these two men. But instead we're stuck with this mess.
I found a note. Well, you could have left me a note before you left.
They decide to essentially break into her office and somehow hack her laptop to find evidence of Henry, who Henry is, and what happened while Justin was away. On her laptop, Justin finds her notes for her new book and decides to start snooping there instead. While a client comes in, so unprofessional. A client comes in and is like, oh, hi, I left my glasses here, but Jillian said she would meet me here.
We're not expecting her anytime soon.
Oh, here it is.
Oh, my glasses?
Something about Henry. And me and you.
About me?
Why would there be anything about you?
Oh, Henry. Hank's just a nickname.
You're Henry. And you're being picked up at 7?
Oh, what's it say about me?
Oh, you don't want to know.
Yeah, I want to see. Similarities between training your husband and your puppy? I think these are Nicole's books. She must have borrowed them for George.
No, they're for us. We've been trained.
I thought I had problems.
In comes Jillian and Nicole. I don't know why Nicole's with her. That's not explained, but everybody's confused. Me too. Justin, of course, thinks this man, Henry, is doing stuff with his wife, so he confronts him in front of everybody. Jillian is like mortified. She's like, I'm so sorry. This is a misunderstanding. I'll see you at our session next week. And Henry's like, actually, I think I'm gonna go somewhere else. Wise decision.
Justin! Good news! Henry's the dog, not the dude.
Justin is pissed that Jillian has been essentially training him like a puppy, which, yeah, fair, I would be too. Jillian tries to explain like it's research for my book, but it's not really believable. Justin says like, I was a wreck thinking that there was another man that you were interested in. Like, why would you do this? Why would you pretend this whole scenario just to make me jealous?
When you thought there was someone else,
Did you think you know all about men, don't you? We're just simple creatures. We just go around peeing on whatever belongs to us.
Justin, I'm sorry. It was just a complete misunderstanding.
Attuned to the emotional state of their masters, they express contrition when the owner is annoyed, and the capacity to express affection unconditionally makes them a valued companion. Which one of us are you referencing here? Yeah. If Henry knew better, he'd be out too.
Honestly, if I was Justin, I would be mortified. Imagine your spouse thinks of your relationship that way. And she's a marriage therapist. She can't explain it or justify it. So Justin walks out and we see her later that night. She's in bed and she leaves him a voicemail that she's really sorry, but she wants to talk. Moving along, the girls are talking and once again, Jillian is unloading on poor Nicole. I will say Nicole never complains, never says anything shitty back to her. Like, she is genuinely so pleasant. God bless her. She's a nicer person than I am. But Jillian, and I literally cannot believe this, Jillian says to Nicole, the friend, she's like, how could you let me do this?
This has nothing to do with Justin.
Yes, it does. I trained him, and now he's not even Justin anymore. He's Aaron.
It never had anything to do with Justin or Aaron. It's about you.
Yes, I know. It's about what I did to Justin.
You're the one who changed, not Justin.
I can't believe you did this to me. You're my best friend.
You were desperate and you wouldn't take my relationship advice.
That's not true. I asked you and my grandmother.
Yeah, and we both told you and you wouldn't listen.
Okay, just because you have a good marriage doesn't make you an expert in relationships.
Bitch is more of an expert than you, a marriage therapist. How many times do I need to say that? I literally can't get over this. Put it on my tombstone. She's a literal marriage therapist. I will never recover from this.
Oh, he was so mad at me.
Of course he was. You tried to make him jealous of your dog.
What a fucking shit show. So basically, if you're following along, Jillian didn't like Nicole's original advice. When Nicole was like, treat him how you would like to be treated, right? Jillian didn't like it. It wasn't enough. So Nicole made up this thing about like, oh yeah, I used dog training on my husband, when in reality, she was just saying that to train Jillian to be a better person. But then Jillian took that advice and trained Justin like a dog. Even if the general idea was to train Jillian to be a better person, she still trained Justin like a dog. I'm speechless. For once. Just kidding, I got a lot more to say. It's here Nicole says, give them time to cool off. They're gonna realize how good they had it.
I'm taking the bed tonight.
It's my bed.
Well, I wouldn't be here if it weren't for you.
You've forgotten it was your brilliant wife's idea that started this.
Hey, you can't talk about my wife like that.
Well, maybe you want to sleep in a bed and be treated like a dog, but not
it
me.
It smells here, and not like cookies. Have you ever tasted Nicole's chocolate chip cookies?
Oh. She gave Jillian the recipe. I think the secret ingredient's a drug. They were drugging us to get us to do what they wanted.
You should see how Nicole treats our dogs.
Jill won't even drink out of the same glass as me, but she picks up his poop.
You're actually jealous of your dog for real now.
Yeah.
Question, why is the black guy here? Also, where the fuck are they? Aaron, the friend, says, screw this. I hate it here. I want to go home. I'm going to go back to Nicole and apologize. For what? But we see him get home. She's a bit cold, but he compliments her and he like rubs her feet and stuff and he apologizes. Again, I say, for what? But they make up immediately.
I had it better here than I could ever ask for. And I don't ever want to leave.
Welcome home.
You're gonna have to get them back together. He's not as domesticated as I am.
What is the fucking message of this movie? That men are supposed to be trained in order to be domesticated? Like, I don't get it. We have 12 minutes left, everybody. 12 minutes of this movie. Now, if you're familiar with Hallmark, 12 minutes remaining is typically the perfect spot for the classic Hallmark miscommunication. Technically, we've already had that, but now we have 12 minutes to get the couple back together. They should not be getting back together, but we got 12 minutes to make it happen. And then we can all pretend this never happened. We get a music montage of Jillian looking sad in her pajamas, eating cookie dough, and then original bitch mom lets herself in and she mentions like she'd been calling for a couple of days and Jillian like wasn't responding and she's there to check in on Jillian. Jillian says things have been bad with Justin and like maybe it's too far gone to fix it.
I don't know, maybe you were right. Maybe I don't need anyone. I've got Henry.
Why would you listen to me? What do I know? I just didn't want you to make the same mistakes I did. You have to make your own mistakes.
Okay, where's my mother and what have you done with her?
Well, I've been doing a bit of soul searching. I realize what I don't have. We all want the ever after.
Shockingly, this is the only decent character development in this entire movie. Original bitch mom becomes somewhat reasonable. Fancy that. Let's just end it there and call it a day. Next, we're back at work with one of the horrible couples we saw earlier.
Thank you. You did it.
This makes me so fucking sad. Like, saying thank you to a spouse is like this huge achievement. Also, that's the entire scene. She just says, "Yay, I'm so proud of you," writes in her little notebook, and then immediately we're back at the park with Henry and the friend Nicole. Nicole says, "Thank you for fostering Henry, but we found him a forever home. They just bought a house with a garden specifically for this dog, so thank you for all your help, but Henry will be now moving on to his forever family." And Nicole's like, "No, he's not. He's my dog. I have to have him. I'll pay them whatever they want. Like, you can't take him from me. He's mine."
You care that much about him?
Yes.
And you'd do anything to keep him?
Nicole says, and I don't know how she knows this. It's not important. But Nicole says that Justin is meeting with a woman named Susan. Hint, hint, if you want to fight for him, if you want to like save your relationship, you better run now. Rather than, I don't know, driving, Jillian runs through the city carrying this dog. That poor dog is getting the clearest case of shaken baby syndrome I have ever seen. And she's still going. And she's still going, and she's still going. We gotta pad out this movie. We finally reached Justin and this woman. My guess was either job interview or a realtor. Like he was looking for a new house for them or something.
Sorry, can you give us a moment? This isn't a good time.
You can't not talk to me forever.
Okay. Why did you come down here?
I want to explain.
And why were you treating me like a dog?
What do you mean? Giving you positive reinforcement? I mean, spending time with you, baking you cookies?
Exactly.
It was Nicole.
Still blaming other people.
Justin, wait!
What a fucking awful person. Even at the end of this movie, when we're supposed to have our like character arc, right? Our character development, she is still blaming other people for her own actions. Truly diabolical. Jillian finally takes responsibility, kind of.
It might be too late. But I choose you. If I had to do it all over again,
choose you. You're the one I want.
We learned that Susan, the woman Justin was meeting with, was offering him a job. So if you guessed that, congratulations, you were right. But he mentions that the job is in the legal department. I don't know how being a rock climbing instructor translates to legal, but okay.
Susan was offering me a job in the legal department. You were jealous?
There are so many red flags in this movie that I have simply lost count. Justin says he wants to be with her, they kiss, yay, I hate this, I hate myself, I hate everything. Sometime later, we're back in that TV studio and Jillian is launching her new book with a new title, How to Pick Your Second Husband First, aka the original title of this movie.
Well, if you read the first one, this is all new material I found through a personal experience, and I can't wait to share it with my readers.
You blew my mind. I did read your first book, and I will tell you what's in here. This book is going to change people's lives. Am I right?
Pause. Remember at the beginning when we were in like the TV studio and the woman was like, oh, I've read all your other books. This one's the best one. And Jillian's like, oh, so you didn't think the other ones were good. But now they're talking about this as her second book, which would have made the book we saw earlier her first book. But we were led to believe that she's written other books. It literally doesn't matter. Just end this already. It seems like the whole thesis of this book is that you should stick with your husband through the bumps because choosing a second husband isn't necessarily going to be better.
It's not always about who you choose, so choosing someone new isn't necessarily going to be the best answer.
Well, but in your previous book, you did say that women are often smarter when they're picking their second husband. True, not true?
Well, it might be true. And if we treated our first husbands the way we would treat our second and decided to hold on through the bumps, it might just be the best decision for a lot of us.
And finally, after all that mess, we do get a 5-year update. And unsurprisingly, everybody looks the same.
Everything's exactly the same.
No, it's not. We have 3 kids.
It's entirely different. You think dogs have it good? Wait until you have kids. You get moved to the bottom of the ladder. The kids, the dogs, and me.
Nobody cares that you're on the bottom. All they want to know about is whether I gave away Jillian Justin's beloved Henry.
Did you?
No, there were no owners. I made it up.
You're awful.
I got them back together.
That's right.
Uh-huh.
So we've expanded our family.
And Jill's using puppy therapy in her sessions now.
Yes, these little guys help us focus on the relevant issues rather than fear or anger.
And Jill even comes with me a couple times a year on my expeditions. It's always an adventure. I taught her how to jump once in a while. She taught me how to stay.
Okay, stop. That's not funny.
It's funny. Come on. Oh.
And finally, the sweet release of death, and we fade to black. As with all my recaps, we have 3 categories to rate: chemistry, plot, and overall enjoyment. For chemistry, can I say 0? This genuinely sucks. They're terrible for each other. This idea of like, oh, you should stick through the bad times. Yeah, okay. To a point. These people absolutely should not be still together. They're awful and like vindictive to each other. Awful, awful. 0 out of 5. For plot, this is genuinely diabolical. I'm gonna give it a 5 out of 5 because it genuinely makes no sense. Part of me thought after watching this movie, I watched this twice, by the way. After watching this movie twice, and it's just kind of like nonsensical, I kind of thought that I wonder if this movie had a lot of editing. Like, they've obviously changed the title. I wonder if the original movie was edited so much that the resulting movie makes no sense. At least it makes no sense to me. And finally, for overall enjoyment, I hated watching this. This is so frustrating and just diabolical in not a fun way. So for that, I am going to give it a 1 out of 5. The types of movies that I love are the ones where like, it's so bad, it's good. This is so bad that I'm angry. Thank you guys so much for watching. Do leave a comment down below. What do you think the overarching message of that mess was? If you'd like to watch something else, Oh God, we need like a palette cleanser. How about this one? This one was really fun, really cute, lots of chemistry, nothing at all like what this mess was. But as always, thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, bye!